Happy Friday, Eric Bible with the Bible team at Neo Home Loans. And yes, it's Friday. Yes, that means another update. And boy, oh boy, what a headline week. Yet no real movement in mortgage rates. Despite all the headlines, chaos, fear, anxiety, you name it, mortgage rates are effectively unchanged. As we kick off this glorious Friday, 30-year fix is at 7.04%. Which is marginally up from last week, 7.02%. And like you, I'm asking the same question. With all these headlines, wouldn't we have expected some movement, whether it be up or down? Yes, we want down, but shouldn't we have expected some movement? And yes, we should have. So here this week, I want to cover on just that, overall market trends data. Also, housing starts, permits, and existing home sales. There's some interesting information in there, which ultimately I see massive benefit to take for both our buyers and sellers. And really just some closing thoughts for this week. So we'll start geopolitical tensions. Historically speaking, when there is some sort of global conflict, good or bad, we typically see what is defined as a flight to safety, meaning dollars come out of more volatile assets such as stocks, short-term investments, and move to more secure long-term investments, bonds, which ultimately control mortgage rates. And with news coming out of the East, Ukraine being authorized to use long-term or long-range US-made missiles into Russia, you would expect to see some flight to safety here domestically. And where, yes, there was some movement, it wasn't as exacerbated as we've seen in the past. And really what that ultimately tells the market and is telling investors is that the U.S. economy, U.S. financial system is more focused on domestic issues. We want to continue to see inflation come down. We're concerned and worried about the implications of the labor force. Is it weak? Is it strong? So where, yes, it does have impact, geopolitical tensions, it can have impact, I should say. Right now, the focus remains on domestic issues. So where, yes, it's terrifying. Yes, it's something we don't want to see. These types of headlines, ultimately the market had a muted response. Something we'll continue to focus on and provide credence to. Now, obviously, if there is escalation, I can imagine that we'll see impact here to our financial markets. But this week, despite the headlines, rates really saw no movement. What I do want to showcase, though, and what is something that can create movement is new construction starts and permits and also existing home sales through the month of October. We saw a decline in starts and permits, new construction. And it really is centered on, builders being fearful of elevated interest rates and overall affordability challenges. Yet we saw existing home sales accelerate. So where new construction is pulling back, inventory levels rising, new home or existing home sales really hitting some solid strides, really provides the credence that, hey, there is opportunity in market for both sellers and buyers, in that we're seeing a slowdown in new construction, which is shifting prospective buyers, despite this elevated interest rate environment, to existing home sales. So again, this is massive opportunity, especially as we head into the holiday weeks, holiday months, winter. Buyers that are focused and looking for relocation, new opportunities, existing home sales may present that, or resale homes. Also to sellers, there are still a significant amount of individuals that want and are able to buy. And where, yes, we're heading into that historic quiet time, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the holidays, you name it. This is when we see the cyclical nature of our business, the natural slowdown. But this data tells me this week that there is still ripe opportunity. And being able to identify and convey that opportunity to both our buyers and sellers is really where the magic happens. So as always, if you're running into challenges with being in a position to communicate these opportunities to both your buyers and sellers, we're here. We would love the opportunity to support you and provide guidance to ensure that you're providing the most value to your client base. As always, let's make it a fantastic Friday and an even greater weekend. Thank you again.